Leon's boots cracked over the broken pavement, a plastic grocery bag rustling in his gloved hand. Footsteps on broken concrete, plastic rustling. Denver had once been loud with traffic and commerce, now reduced to silence, except for the distant thump of helicopters, or the occasional scream that no longer drew attention. Billboards, once advertising fast food and electric cars, now flaked with weathered paint, declaring martial law and curfew hours. He kept to the shadows, navigating the skeletal remains of gas stations and boarded-up diners. 10 to buy a gallon of gas. Now, 10 wouldn't get you a drop, if any was left. America had finally run dry. Leon's breath fogged in the chill of the high desert night as he reached the hollowed-out convenience store. He ducked through a shattered window and started rummaging. Shelf after shelf lay bare. A rat scurried across the floor. All he found was a half-full bottle of water and a smashed can of peaches. He pocketed them and left. 2 years ago, he'd been a mechanic. Now, he was a scavenger, surviving on instinct and steel nerves. The inflation surge had hit like a tsunami. Eggs, $100 a dozen. Rent, quadrupled. Millions sleeping in cars or tent cities. When the oil reserves went dry, panic spiraled. Gas theft became lethal. Cities collapsed. Riots blazed from coast to coast. The president declared martial law. The military came in not to protect, but to control. Drones patrolled city skies. Food distribution turned into armed checkpoints. Refusal to comply meant disappearance or, in some cases, firing squads. Leon had seen it all. He'd survived it, but now he needed out. He'd heard of safe zones near the Utah border, places where people bartered, not burned. He planned to head there at dawn. Chapter 2. Maria and the Boy. Leon found them on the edge of town. A fire glowed faintly behind a burned-out RV, too dangerous, too exposed. He approached with caution, rifle slung low. The woman turned first. She stood, protective arm out, shielding a boy, maybe 10 years old.
Don't come closer.
I'm just passing through. I'm heading west. Thought you should douse your fire before someone else sees it.
Someone else?
Hunters, looters, soldiers. Pick your poison.
They exchanged looks. The boy clutched her coat. Leon started to turn away.
Wait, you alone?
He nodded.
We are too. I'm Maria. This is Tyler.
Leon looked at them. She wore a tattered parka and boots too big. The boy's cheeks were hollow.
You've got food?
A little. Water too.
She hesitated.
We won't slow you down, but we won't survive out here on our own either.
Leon sighed. He'd sworn never to take on strays, but the boy's eyes reminded him of his nephew, of who he used to be.
We move at first light. Be ready.
Maria nodded, and Tyler gave a faint, hopeful smile. They moved quickly, sticking to railroad tracks and alleyways. Maria had a map, an old road atlas ripped from a glove box. Gas stations were circled, towns crossed out. It wasn't much, but it gave them direction. Tyler didn't speak much. He just watched. Every distant noise made him flinch. Leon noticed how Maria always kept a hand near her knife. They passed an abandoned checkpoint near Colorado Springs. Bodies lay in piles, frostbitten and bullet-ridden. A sign read, "Citizens must present ID." Below it, someone had spray-painted, "Welcome to Hell." Leon took a route through a drainage tunnel that was considered drone-blind, shielded from aerial surveillance due to overhead infrastructure and terrain. They found shelter in a collapsed bridge, hidden beneath layers of steel and concrete. That night, they shared their stories. Maria had been a teacher. Her husband died during the first gas riots. She and Tyler had fled Denver weeks ago when the National Guard burned their tent camp.
I watched them shoot a teenager for stealing bread.
Leon didn't speak. He just kept watch, rifle in hand. Chapter 4. The First Encounter. They reached Pueblo by the 5th day. It was no longer a city, just a maze of broken buildings and burning garbage. As they crossed an overpass, a voice rang out.
"Stop right there!"
Leon dropped to one knee, rifle raised. A group of armed survivors emerged from a wrecked bus.
"Travel tax,"
their leader said.
5 cans, or we take your shoes."
Maria clutched Tyler. Leon eyed the numbers. 6 men, underfed but armed.
"I've got 1 can.
Leon said, reaching slowly into his bag.
But we're not giving up shoes."
He tossed the can. As the leader bent to catch it, Leon fired. The bullet hit center mass. Chaos exploded. Maria dragged Tyler behind a barrier. Leon fired again and again. 2 more dropped, the rest fled. Silence returned.
"Are they dead?"
Tyler whispered. Leon checked. 3 corpses. Blood steamed in the cold.
"Yeah, they won't be taxing anyone else."
Maria didn't speak. She just pulled her son close. Chapter 5. The Radio Station. Days later, they stumbled upon a radio station outside Alamosa. The building was intact, graffiti covered but sturdy. Inside, a woman with silver hair greeted them with a shotgun.
"Looking for trouble?"
She asked.
"No,
Leon said.
just passing through."
She lowered the gun.
"Name's June. You want heat or signal?"
She let them stay. She had solar panels and a working ham radio.
"People out there call it the collapse.
She explained.
The government's gone dark. Militias run the highways. Cities are dead zones."
When Leon asked about the Utah safe zones, June gave a solemn nod, her expression unreadable.
"I've heard transmissions. People call it Haven. Run by civilians. No uniforms, no taxes, but the path there's crawling with feds and scavengers."
Leon looked to Maria.
"We keep moving."
June gave them a battery-powered radio.
"Might save your life. Tune to channel Disnif if you're near military."
Thank you.
Maria said. June smiled.
"Don't thank me. Survive."
Chapter 6. The Ambush. 3 days after leaving June's station, Leon led the trio along a dirt road winding through a forgotten farming valley. A wind turbine creaked uselessly in the distance, long since rusted still. The fields were overgrown with weeds and the sky wore a curtain of gray. They passed an overturned semi-truck on the side of the road, its cargo doors open and empty. Leon motioned for silence, ears trained for trouble.
We should check it.
Maria whispered. Trap.
"Trap. Too perfect."
But as they passed, a sharp crack rang out. A bullet slammed into the dirt just inches from Leon's boot. He dropped, pulled Tyler down, and scanned the tree line.
They're flanking.
"Back."
Leon yelled, returning fire. The group scrambled down a ravine. Tyler slipped, but Maria caught him. They took shelter behind a fallen log as gunfire echoed overhead. A voice shouted from above.
"Drop your weapons and come out. You're outnumbered."
"Liars."
Leon muttered.
"They wouldn't be shouting if they had us pinned."
He crept to the edge of the log, saw movement. A teenager with a rifle barely older than Tyler.
"Just kids."
Leon hissed. He fired a warning shot into the air.
"Run!"
Someone yelled from the ridge. Footsteps pounded away. After a tense silence, Leon stood.
"They're gone."
he said.
Let's move.
Maria looked shaken. Tyler was crying.
This isn't survival.
She said quietly.
This is war.
Leon didn't disagree. They arrived at what used to be Durango, but only the shells of buildings remained. Scorched walls, crumbling signs, cars rusted in place. A billboard showed a faded American flag with a slogan beneath, "Together we endure," now crossed out with black spray paint. "Liars die alone." They entered a library, turned shelter. Inside, books were stacked like barricades, windows covered with newspaper. A group of survivors sat huddled near a barrel fire. An older man stood. "You're not here to steal, are you?"
No. We just need rest.
"You can stay one night. No food, no water. Those are ours."
They agreed. That night, Leon overheard a hushed conversation, plans to leave for Haven in the morning. But the old man didn't believe it existed.
"They'll just get themselves killed."
Leon looked over at Maria and Tyler. They'd heard it too.
It has to be real. It has to.
Leon wasn't sure. Chapter 8. Road to Cortez. They moved west toward Cortez. The land flattened into dry desert, the wind sharp against their cheeks. They rationed food, 1 can of beans, stretched across 3 meals. At a gas station, Leon found a working pump, powered by a solar panel. There were only 2 gallons left. He filled a rusty jerry can.
Worth more than gold now.
In the distance, they saw smoke.
Campfire?
No. Too big.
As they approached, they saw a convoy, military trucks surrounded by tents, soldiers in black armor. A flag waved above with no country, just a symbol, an eagle clutching a surveillance drone.
Private security, worse than military, no rules.
They backed away slowly, careful not to be seen.
What happens if they catch us?
They won't.
A week later, they found a church, converted into a sanctuary. A sign read, "All welcome, no weapons." Maria insisted they try. Inside, candles lit the pews. Dozens of survivors knelt in silence. A man in priest robes greeted them warmly.
"We ask only for peace here."
They stayed the night. Tyler played with other kids, for the first time in months. Maria smiled again. But Leon was uneasy. He noticed locked rooms in the back, whispered arguments, guards with clubs. At midnight, he found one of the guards beating a young man who had taken extra food.
"That's enough."
The guard raised his weapon, but Leon was faster. Leon threw a right hook that connected to the guard's chin. The man crumpled. Leon found Maria and Tyler.
We're leaving. Now.
As they fled, the priest watched from the doorway. Expression unreadable. Chapter 10. Near the border. Their radio crackled. For the first time in days, a voice came through.
Haven, coordinates 37.2 north, 109.5 west. Accepting civilians. No uniforms. Repeat.
It's near the 4 corners. That's our shot.
They hurried now, even through the nights. Maria's feet blistered. Tyler's cough worsened. At a roadside diner, they found a car. It had gas. A miracle. They drove until the sun rose, crossing abandoned roads and ghost towns. Every mile brought more hope and more danger. A drone spotted them just outside Bluff, Utah. It followed for 10 minutes before retreating.
They'll send soldiers. We're close.
We finish this. We make it.
Leon nodded.
We will.
The road twisted through red rock canyons and narrow passes. Signs of life were rare now. No fires, no voices. Just the occasional wrecked car or skeletal remains of a homestead. Leon held the wheel of the stolen car with white knuckles. Tyler slept in the back seat, his fever rising. Maria stared blankly at the road ahead, cradling her son's head. Suddenly, Leon hit the brakes. A makeshift checkpoint blocked the road, a stack of sandbags, barbed wire, and armed men in mismatched tactical gear. An old Humvee sat behind them, engine idling. Leon turned the wheel to reverse, but a shot rang out. A bullet shattered the rear window.
Step out of the vehicle!
He raised his hands and exited slowly. Maria followed, clutching Tyler. The guards wore patches that read USPF, United States Provisional Forces. But these were no government troops. Their uniforms were filthy, eyes hollow.
We're just passing through. We have a sick child.
All travelers must be processed. Search them.
They were separated. Maria was taken behind the checkpoint tent. Tyler cried out. Leon struggled until a rifle butt slammed into his stomach. They questioned him about Haven, about insurgents. He played dumb. After an hour, they returned Maria, shaken and bruised, but alive.
Leon snapped. As one guard leaned in to check their belongings, Leon grabbed his wrist and twisted. Drawing the man's sidearm, he fired. Chaos erupted. In the confusion, Maria dragged Tyler into the driver's seat. Leon jumped in and hit the gas. Bullets punched into the chassis, but the car roared past the barricade. No one spoke for miles. Chapter 12. Shelter in the Storm. The sky turned black by afternoon. Wind howled across the plains, bringing with it a wall of dust and rain. They abandoned the bullet-ridden car and stumbled into the storm on foot. Visibility dropped to mere feet. Through the haze, they saw a collapsed radio tower. A rusted satellite dish leaned against a shack. An old emergency broadcast relay. They took shelter inside. It smelled of mold and rust, but it was dry. Leon found a box of cassette tapes labeled The Final Broadcasts. He played one.
This is WKRZ Emergency Relay. If anyone's listening, the federal line has fallen. Fort Carson is gone. Haven may be the last organized zone. They're coming for it.
They're going to wipe it out.
Leon looked at her, then at Tyler, sweating and delirious.
Then we get there first.
They slept, huddled beneath an old parachute, the storm roaring like war outside. Chapter 13. Mysterious Stranger. The next morning, the storm cleared. A man appeared on the horizon, dusty coat, backpack, rifle slung across his back. He called himself Reese.
Saw the storm last night. Figured I'd find someone alive.
He offered jerky, antibiotics, even shared intel.
Haven's real, but they're closing the northern pass. There's a canyon route, Fast, but dangerous.
Leon was wary. Reese was too clean, too calm. But they needed help, and Tyler's condition was worsening. They traveled together 2 days. On the third night, while Leon scouted ahead, Reese pulled a radio from his pack.
Package confirmed. 3 civilians. Coordinates transmitting.
Maria heard him. She didn't hesitate. She grabbed Leon's rifle, aimed, and pulled the trigger. Reese crumpled. Leon returned, saw the body, saw Maria shaking.
He was calling them. He was going to turn us in.
Leon looked at her for a long time.
You did the right thing.
Chapter 14. The Fire Line. Soon they reached the canyon Reese had mentioned. It was steep, narrow, and surrounded by blackened earth. Fires burned on the horizon, controlled burns meant to cut off routes to Haven.
We go now, through the smoke. We blend in.
They wrapped scarves around their faces, soaked their clothes. Leon created a flare decoy using scraps from Reese's pack and an old signal fuse. He launched it toward a far ridge. The distraction worked. Patrols moved to investigate. They ran. Choking smoke filled their lungs. Trees collapsed around them. At one point, Tyler fell. Leon carried him the rest of the way. Hours later, they emerged, coughing and blistered, but alive. In the distance, a wall made of shipping containers marked Haven's border. Maria sobbed. Leon dropped to his knees. They were almost there. Chapter 15. The Gate. They reached the perimeter as dusk fell. A lone spotlight shone from a watchtower.
Civilians, we have a child. Please.
Shots rang out behind them. Soldiers in black armor had followed the smoke trail.
No.
Tyler collapsed, hit in the leg.
I've got you, buddy. Stay with me.
A siren blared from the Haven wall. The gate creaked open.
Get him inside!
Civilians in scavenged armor rushed out, laying down cover fire. Leon lifted Tyler. Maria ran beside him. They crossed the threshold. The gates slammed shut behind them. Tyler cried out in pain, but he was alive. They were all alive. Leon looked up at the flickering lights of Haven, and for the first time in months, he allowed himself to believe. Chapter 16. Haven's walls. Guards in patchwork armor surrounded them with weapons drawn. Leon held his hands up while Maria cradled Tyler, who whimpered in pain.
Who shot the kid?
Leon didn't answer. He only looked back toward the distant hills.
They were military. We were running from them.
After a tense moment, the guards lowered their weapons.
You're inside Haven now, but nothing here's free.
They were taken to a repurposed school gym, now used as quarantine housing. Medics tended to Tyler's wound. An infection had already started.
We'll do what we can, but antibiotics are rationed. You'll need to earn your share.
Maria volunteered at the clinic immediately. Leon offered to patrol the perimeter. Anything to buy more time for Tyler. That night, lying on a cot beside Maria, Leon whispered,
Do you think it's real? Safety?
Maria didn't answer. She just held Tyler closer. Chapter 17. Shadows Inside. Haven was a maze of salvaged metal, solar rigs, and community zones lit by generators. People worked, traded, and argued. But fear lingered. At the edge of the compound, Leon saw a commotion. Armed civilians surrounding a prisoner in black armor.
Caught him trying to signal a drone. Tracked us here.
I'm just following orders.
Whispers spread through the camp. Some wanted to abandon Haven and go deeper into the mountains. Others wanted to fight back. That night, a man approached Leon near the fence line.
We call ourselves the Fault Line. We fight back. We're planning to take out the next patrol.
Leon hesitated.
And if they wipe this place off the map?
Then we make it count.
Back at the clinic, Maria begged him.
Don't get involved. Please. Please. Not again.
Leon looked at Tyler, sleeping, feverish.
We may not have a choice.
Chapter 18. The Signal. A meeting was called. Dozens of Haven's leaders, medics, farmers, and engineers gathered in a metal hall lit by bare bulbs.
We have confirmation. The enemy is triangulating us. We have days, maybe less.
You're all done. Command knows where you are. They've been tracking one of you.
Maria turned pale. She ran to Tyler's bag and ripped it open. Inside a seam, she found a black chip, barely the size of a fingernail.
Reese. He must have put it there.
The room erupted.
Get them out! They've doomed us!
Let us deal with it.
Leon stepped between them and Tyler.
He's a child. He didn't know.
Silence.
I'll take the chip. I'll draw them away. Alone.
No.
I have to. It's the only way to keep you safe.
Chapter 19. The Exodus. At dawn, Leon and 5 volunteers drove out in a repurposed utility truck. The tracking chip was stored inside a lead-lined pouch, hidden among false supplies. From the watchtower, Maria watched him go, tears falling. Chapter 20. The Sacrifice. The final ridge was blackened with ash. A forest fire had rolled through days before, leaving only smoldering stumps and dust. Leon reached the highest point and climbed onto the hood of the truck. He opened the pouch, held the chip in his hand, and smashed it with the butt of his rifle. Then he ignited the flare. In the distance, he saw movement. Black armored vehicles advancing, drones buzzing low. He raised his arms and shouted. A whine. A flash. The blast knocked him backward. He rolled behind the truck as gunfire cracked above. He crawled to cover, bleeding from his side. But the convoy kept coming, following the false trail he left. Behind them, Haven's evacuees climbed higher into the mountains, unseen and untouched. Leon lay still beneath the smoke. His job was done. He closed his eyes and breathed. Chapter 21. Ashes and Embers. Leon woke to a dim flicker of orange firelight and the sting of antiseptic. The air was thick with wood smoke and damp earth.
You're lucky I found you.
Leon turned his head slowly. A bearded man in a tattered coat sat across the fire, stirring something in a dented tin pot.
Name's Grady. Saw your flare. Thought you were dead.
Leon tried to sit up, but groaned from the pain. His ribs screamed, and his vision swam.
Easy. You've got a cracked rib and a deep gash along your side. Infection almost took you, but I cleaned it out best I could.
How long?
3 days.
Leon closed his eyes. The mission, the convoy, the flare.
Did it work?
Grady nodded.
Saw the column head straight into the Badlands. Radiation pockets tore them apart. No one followed after.
Leon exhaled slowly.
Haven?
Word is they made it out. Moved up into the high pass near Monarch Ridge. Tough spot to reach. Safe.
Leon nodded, eyes glassy.
I've got to get there.
You can barely stand.
I'll crawl if I have to.
Chapter 22. The New Haven. The New Haven was different. Smaller, tighter, perched high in a rock-carved basin with snow-dusted cliffs all around. Solar panels dotted the ridges. Smoke curled from stovepipes. Watchtowers made from steel and pine logs kept a silent vigil. Maria stood outside the infirmary, arms crossed, watching the last of the evacuees settle in. Tyler was inside, recovering. The fever had broken. Children laughed again in the distance.
We made it.
Maria turned. It was Elsie, one of the council members.
But for how long?
Elsie didn't reply. Inside, Tyler asked about his father, his real one, and about Leon. Maria told him Leon had saved them, that he was still out there.
He'll come back. I know he will.
Maria smiled, though her eyes betrayed the doubt she buried deep. She had become a voice of calm in Haven. She helped organize food stores, medical rotations, and defense training. Yet part of her stayed frozen, waiting for a shadow on the ridgeline. Chapter 23. The Return. It happened at dawn. A figure stumbled toward the southern bluff, limping and wrapped in a torn blanket. The sentry raised his rifle, then lowered it. Tyler, fetching water nearby, saw the silhouette and screamed.
Leon!
Maria rushed out as Tyler ran ahead. The man collapsed to his knees. Leon. His face was gaunt, skin sunburned, beard overgrown. But his eyes, still steady, still alive. Maria threw her arms around him, sobbing. Tyler hugged them both.
You're here.
I told you I'd be back.
They helped him into the infirmary. The camp gathered outside, stunned. Stories had painted him a ghost, a myth, the man who tricked the army. Now, he was home. Chapter 24. The Message. Weeks later, Leon helped reinforce one of the mountain passes with steel barriers. Life in Haven had settled, tense, but functioning. Then a patrol brought in something unusual, a crashed recon drone. Leon and Elsie cracked it open. Inside was a scrambled hard drive and a battered transmitter. It took days to decode. The final file was a voice transmission.
Echo Base Command, initiating Operation Ash Sweep. Target all unregistered settlements in Zones 2 through 7. No contact, no survivors. Purge and proceed.
The room fell silent.
We're not the only ones left. And they're going to wipe us all out.
We could run again.
No. It's time we do something different.
Like what?
Unite.
He proposed building a long-range relay system. They'd reach out to other survivors, warn them, connect them.
We either stay isolated and die, or we rebuild something together.
We can't keep running forever.
Chapter 25. The First Light. Spring came slowly. The snow melted into mountain streams. Fields were cleared. Tunnels were dug for hydroponics. The radio tower rose like a spine against the sky. Messages trickled in. Voices from places called Ember Rock, New Baton, Mesa Reach. Other survivors, scattered but strong. Trade began. So did hope. Leon and Maria sat on a bluff, watching the sun rise beyond the peaks. Tyler stood between them, now taller, steadier, older. Smoke curled from distant chimneys. No government, no orders, no collapse. Just people.
In the silence after collapse, we found something worth keeping.
Leon nodded.
And in its ashes, we began to rebuild.
And so ends the journey through tomorrow's ashes. Not with conquest or victory, but with something far more precious. Hope. 4 parts, 3 survivors, 1 truth. Even in the darkest collapse, humanity finds a way. Thank you for walking this road with Leon, Maria, and Tyler, for bearing witness to their struggle, for believing when they couldn't. This has been Ashes of Tomorrow on Incog Stories. Remember their story. Remember their warning. Until next time, stay in the shadows.